6 Harsh Realities About Nursing Homes. I wish I knew before moving in. At 82 years old, I've learned a lot about life, but there's one decision I deeply regret: moving into a nursing home. At the time, it seemed like the right choice. My family reassured me that I would be safe, comfortable, and well taken care of. I believed them, but once I moved in, I realized the reality was nothing like I had imagined. I know some of you may be thinking about this option, whether for yourself or a loved one. Maybe you feel like it's the safest decision, or perhaps your family is encouraging you to consider it. But before you make that choice, let me share 6 harsh realities I wish someone had told me before I moved in. Because the truth is, life in a nursing home isn't just about convenience. It changes everything. And once you move in, getting out isn't as easy as you think. Stay with me until the end. Some of these lessons may surprise you. If you or a loved one are considering a nursing home, this might be the most important thing you hear before making that life-changing decision. Now, let's get started. Reality number 1: losing my independence. The biggest shock after moving into a nursing home wasn't the small room, the scheduled meals, or the unfamiliar faces. It was the realization that I had lost control over my own life. Before moving in, I had my own routines. I decided when to wake up, when to eat, and how to spend my day. I could take a walk whenever I wanted, cook my own meals, or simply sit in my favorite chair and read. But once inside, I quickly realized my time was no longer my own. Breakfast was at a set time, even if I wasn't hungry. Lights out happened on schedule, whether I was ready for bed or not. Taking a walk, that required permission and waiting until staff were available. Even simple decisions, like what to eat or what to wear, suddenly felt like privileges instead of choices. I remember my first morning in the nursing home. I woke up, stretched, and reached for my book, only to realize this wasn't my home. My favorite chair, my books, my familiar comforts, they were all gone. Over time, I adapted, not because I wanted to, but because I had no choice. If you're thinking about a nursing home, ask yourself, are you truly ready to give up the small freedoms that make life yours? Because once they're gone, you'll miss them more than you ever thought possible. Reality number 2: feeling forgotten. One of the hardest truths about moving into a nursing home is realizing that the world outside keeps moving without you. At first, my family visited often. My daughter came every week. My grandchildren stopped by on weekends, and I felt like I still had a connection to my old life. But as time passed, the visits became less frequent. My daughters started calling instead of visiting. My grandkids got busy with school and work. Holidays? They promised to come, but plans changed, and I spent them alone. I remember sitting in the common room, watching other residents stare at the door, hoping today would be the day someone remembered them. It wasn't that my family stopped loving me. Life just moved on. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself, are you prepared for the loneliness? Because no matter how much your family loves you, once you're out of sight, it's easier than you think to become out of mind. Reality number 3: losing my sense of purpose. When I moved in, I thought I was just changing where I lived. I didn't realize I was also changing why I lived. At home, I had responsibilities. I watered my plants. I cooked my meals. I kept my space tidy. Even small tasks gave me a sense of purpose. But in the nursing home, those responsibilities disappeared. At first I told myself, this is nice, no more chores, no more stress. But soon I felt empty. The days stretched out, long and uneventful. I wasn't alone. I saw many others lose their energy and purpose too. I met a man named George, an 84-year-old carpenter. At home, he was always building something. But here, no tools, no projects, nothing to create. One day, he told me, "I feel useless." And I knew exactly what he meant. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself, what gives your life meaning? Because once you move in, finding purpose isn't as simple as filling your time. It's about holding on to what makes you feel alive. Reality number 4. Declining health faster than expected. Before I moved in, I was active for my age. I wasn't running marathons, but I cooked, cleaned, and walked daily. But in the nursing home, everything was done for me. Meals were brought to me. Chores were handled by staff. If I needed help, I just pressed a button. At first it felt convenient, but then I stopped moving as much. My legs became weaker. Getting up from a chair felt like a chore. I saw others decline quickly too. People who walked in ended up in wheelchairs within months. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself, will you still push yourself to stay active when everything is designed for convenience? Because once you stop moving, it's incredibly hard to regain strength. Reality number 5. Loss of privacy and dignity. One thing I didn't consider before moving in was how much privacy I would lose. Room checks, shared spaces, staff walking in without warning. Even simple things, like getting dressed or using the bathroom, sometimes required assistance. I know the staff were just doing their jobs, but it's not easy to accept help for things you've done independently your entire life. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself, are you ready to give up the privacy you've had your entire life? Because once it's gone, it's hard to get back. Reality number 6. Leaving is harder than you think. When I moved in, I thought, if I don't like it, I'll just leave. But once inside, I realized leaving wasn't easy. My house sat empty, and maintaining it became difficult. My children started selling my things. My health declined, making independent living harder. The longer I stayed, the harder it became to imagine living anywhere else. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself, are you prepared for the possibility that leaving might not be as simple as you think? The truth you need to know. Looking back, I don't regret growing older, but I do regret believing a nursing home was my only option. Some people truly need the care a nursing home provides. But if you have a choice, think carefully about what you're giving up. If you found this video helpful, like, subscribe, and comment below. Your support helps us continue sharing wisdom that matters. Thank you for watching. Stay strong, stay wise, and cherish every moment.